Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Israel targeted senior Hamas leadership in Qatar yesterday, launching a military strike on Doha. Hamas says its top leaders there were considering a U.S. proposal for a Gaza ceasefire. Though they survived the strike, 5 lower-ranking members died in the attack. A Qatari security staffer was also killed. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke after the strike.
At noon today, I convened the heads of Israel's security organizations and authorized a surgical precision strike on the terrorist chiefs of Hamas. These are the same terrorist chiefs who planned, launched, and celebrated the horrific massacres of October 7th.
Einav Zangauer, the mother of the Israeli hostage Matan Zangauer, condemned Netanyahu for the attack on Qatar.
I am trembling with fear. I am trembling with fear. It could be that at this very moment, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has essentially sentenced my Matan to death. Anyone who deliberately chooses to endanger my child's life is murdering him. Why does the Prime Minister insist on blowing up every small chance for a deal? Why?
World leaders condemned Israel's strike on Qatar, including France, Germany, Britain, and the European Union. Germany's chancellor called Israel's attack on Doha unacceptable, adding, quote, "The war must not spread to the entire region," unquote. The president of the United Arab Emirates arrived in Qatar today. Jordan's Crown Prince Hussein is also set to visit. Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is expected to visit on Thursday. The White House said it warned Qatar prior to the attack, but Qatar said it only received notice from the U.S. as its capital was being hit by Israeli strikes. Speaking to reporters yesterday, President Trump said he was, quote, very unhappy about Israel's attack. On social media, Trump wrote, quote, "I view Qatar as a strong ally and friend of the U.S. and feel very badly about the location of the attack," Trump wrote. Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani said yesterday Qatar's mediation efforts were central to its identity and that the Israeli attack would not deter its diplomatic role.
The Israeli attack that took place today on Qatari soil, we cannot call it anything other than state terrorism practiced by someone like Netanyahu in the context of these systematic policies and his ongoing attempts that have destabilized regional security and stability. It's simply a clear message to the region as a whole.
Israel continues to bomb Gaza City, ordering the full evacuation of the city's residents to the so-called safe zone of al-Mawasi, which it has bombed repeatedly. Around 800,000 Palestinians are already sheltering there. Israel has targeted it at least 109 times, killing over 2,000 people, according to Gaza's government media office. Residents in Gaza City say they have no safe place to go.
We are attempting to delay death a little longer. We have been displaced approximately 30 times, moving from one death to another, but we are trying to postpone death a little. What is the fault of these children? Why is this happening to this child and that one? Oh, Arabs, Muslims, negotiators, please find a solution for us in any possible manner.
Al Jazeera is reporting Israeli attacks have killed 20 Palestinians in Gaza today, including 15 displaced people sheltering in tents west of Gaza City. In the past 24 hours, 5 more Palestinians have starved to death, including a child. Meanwhile, a BBC investigation has found members of an anti-Islam biker gang, the Infidels Motorcycle Club, is working in Gaza for UG Solutions, which is providing armed security for the shadowy U.S. and Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. According to the United Nations, 1,135 Palestinians have been killed seeking food near GHF aid sites. In the occupied West Bank, Israel ordered the demolition of the homes of 2 Palestinian gunmen who opened fire at a bus stop in Jerusalem, killing 6 people. Israel also announced it's revoking the work permits of hundreds who live in the villages where the men lived. National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir said in the wake of the attack, more Israelis would be eligible to receive licenses to carry guns. Organizers of a Gaza-bound aid flotilla say another one of their ships was attacked by a suspected drone while docked in Tunisian waters. The British ship sustained some fire damage on its top deck. It was the second such attack on the flotilla in recent days. The global Samud flotilla is preparing to leave soon to Gaza in an attempt to break the Israeli blockade. Passengers include the Swedish activist Greta Thunberg and Nelson Mandela's grandson, the South African MP Mandla Mandela. Activists with the group Code Pink disrupted President Trump's visit to a D.C. restaurant Tuesday night. The activists managed to get within feet of the president while holding banners and chanting, "Free D.C., free Palestine, Trump is the Hitler of our time."
Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free D.C., free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free D.C., free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free D.C., free Palestine!
Trump was attending the dinner with Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, who is now referred to officially as Secretary of War, and other officials. The Nepali army has deployed troops to the streets of Kathmandu to quell massive youth-led anti-corruption protests that have left at least 22 people dead. On Tuesday, protesters set fire to the parliament and other government buildings. The protests continued even after the government lifted its ban on social media platforms, as well as the resignation of the Prime Minister, KP Sharma Oli. Protesters who gathered outside the parliament said Nepal needs new leadership.
Everything that has happened is not because of the social ban. We need a young leader now. We are looking for change. Time is up for these old leaders. We don't need them. We need the youth.
A nationwide curfew in Nepal is in place until Thursday. In France, more than 250 people have been arrested in nationwide demonstrations against President Emmanuel Macron and his economic policies. On Tuesday, Macron tapped his close ally, Sébastien Lecornu, to be the new prime minister. He is France's 5th prime minister in 2 years. His predecessor, François Bayrou, resigned as prime minister after losing a no-confidence vote. Poland says it shot down several Russian drones that flew into its territory overnight. Poland condemned Moscow for what it called an act of aggression. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas described the drone incident as the most serious European airspace violation since Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. Meanwhile, in eastern Ukraine, at least 24 people were killed Tuesday when a Russian glide bomb struck a group of Ukrainians waiting in line to collect their pensions. Most of the victims were elderly. 19 others were injured in the attack. In Turkey, opposition lawmakers of the Republican People's Party, the main rival of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, barricaded themselves inside their party's headquarters on Monday as police barged in using shields and pepper spray. Earlier, a court had ordered the opposition party's provincial head in Istanbul to be removed and replaced by another official picked by the court. The party rejected that ruling as several of its members have been arrested and jailed in the government's crackdown on the opposition. Here's Özgür Özel, the chair of the Republican People's Party.
We will stand against people attacking our republic with our will as strong as steel and with no fear, with the same determination and perseverance of 105 years ago. We are not afraid and we will not surrender.
In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, members of a militia and a civil society group in the eastern city of Uvira are accusing Congo's military of opening fire on protesters and killing 3 people. The protesters were calling for the removal of a new commander posted to the region who is accused of backing the Rwanda-backed M23 rebels.
I am Congolese and I want peace. Gasita should leave. He should show us the boat he came on so we can send him back, because we Congolese want peace.
The M23 rebel group is among more than 100 militant groups fighting in eastern Congo and has emerged as the strongest adversary of the Congolese government. Earlier this year, President Trump brokered a deal between the DRC and Rwanda, allowing the U.S. to tap the DRC's rich mineral resources. In legal news, the U.S. Supreme Court's allowing the Trump administration to withhold over $4 billion in foreign aid, at least for now. Chief Justice John Roberts issued what's known as an administrative stay, putting on hold a lower court's ruling. The AIDS Vaccine Advocacy Coalition and the Global Health Council had brought the legal challenge against Trump for freezing aid money that had been approved by Congress. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court also agreed to decide on the legality of President Trump's move to impose sweeping tariffs on many nations without congressional approval, arguments expected to be heard in November. A federal judge Tuesday blocked President Trump's firing of Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. The ruling means Cook will continue to stay on the board of the central bank as her case is heard in court. In her ruling, U.S. District Judge Giacab wrote, quote, "The public interest in Federal Reserve independence weighs in favor of Cook's reinstatement. That independence is critical in helping the nation's banking system to promote stability," she said. Trump has tried to fire Cook, citing allegations of mortgage fraud. Trump has also repeatedly threatened to fire Fed Chair Jerome Powell as he pushes the central bank to cut interest rates more rapidly. A Georgia judge said he'll toss out the racketeering charges against all 61 defendants accused of conspiring to block the construction of a $90 million Atlanta police training center known as Cop City. Fulton County Judge Kevin Farmer said, quote, "At this time, I do not find the Attorney General have the authority to bring this RICO case," unquote. The defendants are members of the Defend the Atlanta Forest movement, which had warned that the training center would increase militarization of the police. Despite the protests, the center opened in April. And in Rochester, New York, ICE agents were forced to abruptly halt a raid after local residents came out to protest. The standoff occurred as ICE agents attempted to detain 3 men who were fixing a roof. ICE arrested one of the men, but left the 2 others on the roof as the size of the protest grew. Mitchie Wenderlich of the group Metro Justice said, quote, "Within an hour, several hundred people, including lawmakers and clergy, showed up to witness and protect our neighbors. Rochester shows up to protect each other, and I'm proud of our community," unquote. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. Thanks for watching Democracy Now! On YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss a video. And for more of our audience-supported journalism, go to democracynow.org, where you can download our news app, sign up for our newsletter, subscribe to the daily podcast, and so much more.